getting there, or at least have to invest time to make it to those safe loot spots.
But look at how many people actually, how many teams dropped out early. It looks like some are going for a long shoot, but hey, it could be some clash going on earlier.
I mean, if there's anything that we've learned this week so far, it's these guys are not afraid to sort of mix it up early and stake their claim to areas. Nova, I noticed, not going back to military where they had some success just recently. Those guys back-to-back wins have absolutely been dominating right now. The question is, will teams like XQuest allow that to stand? They've been a little more quiet today. I think I'm expecting a win from them here at some point. You know they're just waiting for their opportunity.
Hey, it might happen, it might not happen. We'll just have to see. I mean, anything could happen with so many games left right now. And as you talked about, we had a military circle coming up, or that we had in the last game. This time, we're actually going to move towards the west side.
Absolutely. So this will allow a lot of people to get to those shifts. It looks like Georgia Pole is going to be wildly popular as teams head up towards that side. Gatka Field's going to be one of those spots that everyone will be collapsing on relatively soon. Froz, let's talk about the early game. When it comes down to timing on a circle like this, how fast do you want to get loaded? How fast do you want to get going? Talk to me about the value of the loot phase.
So the thing is that we have lots of time to work with here, and you don't really need to stress it. We see a lot of teams try to go for the center a lot of the times. Pretty early into the game, but look, we got something happening here.
It's like Top Esport Years has eyes on Space Station Gaming, who is dangerously close to them. They're in the red, but here comes Crash. The whole team is here. Carnage gonna come out and start to spread. It goes for the one. Ducks to the right, but the whole team is swarming him. He goes for the reload, looking for the spray, tapping as fast as he can, but it's just not enough. Carnage will go down, and Top Esport starts this match in style.
1-for-1, Angry is still up and running here, but he is alone against 3 of the others from Top Esports here.
Absolutely. Once the guys from Top knew that there was only 2, they called in the guard. They said, let's take these points right now. Angry makes a jump down, tries to go for the sick play. Looks like he's going to go around the outside of the garage, climbing up on that stack of bags right there. Looks like he's going to hide low, hope to catch him off guard, but it's not going to work. The jump down from above, and Angry will be sent to join his partner in the underworld.
That's a rough start for SSG. Sixless, he is by the cube, and I mean, Juicy, he's on Everest more or less. Actually on the other side of Everest, so they were far away, and it was a hard, kind of hard. They didn't expect someone to crash their compound that early during the looting phase.
Yeah, it's been a tough, SSG has sort of been waffling around this 8th place position in sort of overall standings. This is not gonna help. This will probably knock them down and blow the door open for some of those teams below them, like Bigatron, that has been waiting for their chance to rise up this leaderboard. So a nice early fight. Unfortunate for Space Station Gaming to lose that early. But you know, the thing about SSG is they seem to sort of bounce back from these. They never lose the whole team at once. They're able to sort of flex out and look for placement.
I mean, we've seen Sixless and Juicy. I mean, there's some other players, they can definitely clutch this. We'll just have to wait and see. At the same time though, Top Esports going aggressive from the start. They're currently sitting on 4th place, and that just shows you how much they want to get those points and make sure that they are going to be on the top.
Let's jump over to TeamQueso as they get their looting going over in Primorse. No contesting. They don't have to worry about it. They got a nice big spread, relaxing over there in the lounge. This is an interesting team. They work to support themselves. They got a 16-year-old player that they call the Magic Boy because of the things that he can do on that phone, and I'm interested to see how they continue to play throughout the rest of this tournament.
I haven't really seen that magic happen yet.
You're telling me.
Still waiting.
I mean, but that comes a little bit down to jitters, right? A part of it is this is the big time. This is the first global final. Everyone here started at the same level. These are all pro players. Nobody got voted here in terms of playing in the 16. They had to earn it every step of the way. It's got to be some pressure out there, right?
I mean, a lot of them playing on the land like this for the first time, at least on this kind of size. I mean, most of them have played the qualifiers, but that's like kind of small time compared to this. You're out of your comfort zone. You're in another country, region. I mean, it's so far from home, from your comfort with the food you're getting, the kind of sleep you normally get.
I mean, we saw a little bit with Seoul in the last match here. They've been sort of coming alive today. They struggled on day 1, but you know, they were one of those that they landed right before this thing got started. They're way out of their normal element. So as these teams start to get comfortable, start to get their feet under them, and start to work out, you know, the lights and learn to ignore them, their performances rise from there.
Yeah, I mean, SoL in the last Erangel game we saw, they got second place with 8 kills, and that's pretty good. We want to see more of that coming out from them. Last game, 7th place with 2 kills, not really what we're looking for.
Absolutely. Now, we would be remiss for talking about kills, not to mention the insane last game yesterday on this very map, right, Froz? We saw a massive, what was that, 20 kills in one match. 50-point game is unheard of, but it does mean halfway through this tournament, technically, anybody, or not, maybe not based on skill, but in theory, could put up a 50-point game and get right back in this mix.
Yeah. Will it happen, though?
Right, all right, let's take a look at some shooting. It looks like we've got Kitsune from TEAMUNIQUE with Scars Black in his sights. George taking a couple shots, but right now Kitsune with that iron sight, hoping to maybe get one of those lucky shots. And let's be honest, that's part of PUBG too, right? You got to take the shot.
Yeah.
You're not always going to hit it every time, but if you don't take it, you're definitely not going to hit it. So nice by them. Though it looks like maybe they're hungry for the finish.
Oh, they're going to hunt.
Kitsune jumps into the buggy with his crew behind him and says, you don't drive into our territory. And it looks like they're going to chase him away and kind of keep, maybe just to keep eyes on where he's going, right?
I mean, look, they spotted, they know that it was just one of them, and they shot at him. They got the tags, and now they want to get the kill.
They're gonna move up onto Quarry, which you guys saw announced earlier today. Erangel 2.0 coming to mobile very, very soon. This is one of the areas that's gonna be completely reworked. Absolutely gorgeous. We got a chance to look at it earlier. I'm excited to see the changes, but for now, tell me about fighting out of the Quarry area. What's the struggle of this location?
I mean, the hard part is if you're not in the Quarry and it ends there, you're not gonna get there because it's so hard to get there. There's too much open area around the Quarry. At the same time, that also comes getting out of Quarry. So if you have the circle moving away from Quarry, you don't want to be there. It's going to be rough to try to transition out. People will try to hold you. They will try to gatekeep you because that is 3 points.
And it's really tough because of the horseshoe shape. You have to hold one side or the other. If you do a big spread, it opens you up to crashes. So it's always something to be aware of. Let's check in with Years from Top Esports up here on top of the mountain, doing everything he can. We love Everest. The advantage of this area, Froz, visual information for almost the entire circle, right?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to how you're gonna hold it. You don't want anybody else to crash up on you on top there, because if you have more teams up there, it's gonna be rough. You can't do all the scouting that you want to do. But as you mentioned, you can scout so much with that high ground. You can see wherever you want to go. You just scout it out. Take it easy, look what you want to do for the next circle.
And as with so many places on the maps, right, it's all about the timing. It's a great spot as long as you're there at the right time and you leave before it becomes a hot spot. We saw that with PLM yesterday on Sandhawk. They had a great mountaintop, but they stayed perhaps a little too long and ended up going out earlier than they would have liked. So it's about maintaining both timing as well as information gathering. Take a look at the map as it pops up right now, Froz. Still only 2 players down from SSG, but this circle is causing a lot of strife in terms of movements.
Well, SSG, they are now on the north side outside the circle, and they got to be careful because PLM, they are up there.
They are up there. That is absolutely true. 69 squad going to be sort of playing a spoiler role potentially as they move through here. Let's check in with Nova, who has been having an absolutely lightning day to day. They've on fire with the 2 wins. Going to be making their rotations. They're coming from that sort of southeast section. And there's really no one in front of them. I mean, that whole open field in Pmco. Okay, wait, now we're gonna get a shift here. They're gonna have an easy transition through south of Pmco up towards the Gatka fields. The question is, there's not gonna be a lot of compounds available up there. Where do you pick? Where do you choose to hide?
Look, if you're coming in late, you might as well just play it slow, play the edge, take your time, scout things out. Make sure that you're not just rushing it. You don't want to do a blind rotation, go straight into another team and just get yourself wiped.
I mean, watching them rotate right now, it seems so easy. They're playing the music. It almost feels like they're just enjoying the driving mini game at the moment. But again, everything can turn very, very quickly. They're going to buzz by the bridge. We'll keep an eye on that in just a minute. Let's check in with RRQ Athena as they make a transition through another very open area. And again, when you do this, it's dangerous because if anybody's sitting in those houses right there, it can cost you big time.
Oh, this is a little bit too open, though, and you're not going to be expecting anyone to be there because, I mean, let's be honest, Gatka, it's kind of center circle, but at the same time, it's so hard to hold.
You're not wrong, but I will say most of the times I die in this game is because I'm not expecting someone to be here, and I rest my case.
Oh.
It's not good news. Scars sees RRQ as they come in. They're on the observatory, fires open. He jumps out of the car and turns on him. He got a wicked spray, knocks one, but managed to dive away before the the second takes him down. Senior in the back, Ernie around the right side. They have them completely surrounded. This could be a very tough fight for both these teams. Scars has the defensive position, but it's really not strategically valuable when they're this close.
They gotta be careful because Unique is on the south side and they are coming in here. Look at Old Boy.
Unique wants to play the third party. They put out the smoke in the prayer, but Old Boy's got 5 grenades and a will to win.
Coming.
He lights it up. He pulls the fuse. He tosses the
Is running.
it going to be enough? It explodes, and it is causing damage. The Ruckus is out of control. Senior going to start to drop down as Old Boy has everyone else pinned. There's not much they can do.
One by one.
Yeah, they're just dropping. The last player has to run away.
Scars black. They're just holding down. Oh, wait. Old Boy, he's not done yet.
Absolutely, so Old Boy will keep coming through. It looks like only one survivor was able to get away from RRQ, and now Nagi wants to push in on Scars. Scars, I think, made a mistake and waited for that fight to end instead of pushing out and getting involved, Froz.
Shimon on the west side might be a little bit of a distraction, though. He could get a good angle on Old Boy if Old Boy tries to push up, but Old Boy finds an order with the nade there.
Nazo
and Reno as well.
Reno as well. Nagi inside of the house wants to push up. He's starting to push those stairs. We got him just on the top, opening with the pre-fire. Excellently executed. They're taking turns. As one reloads, the other pushes. Nagi back out in front, waiting for his chance to go up there.
He's coming in.
Shoes on helmets and vest.
Yasha with the nade.
The nade's gonna go up there. They're making sure they soften them up and force them into a position where they're barely alive, and that's exactly what's happening.
He's on 1 HP, he's literally dead. All the 3 other members of Scars Black, they are knocked right now.
I don't understand, Unique needs to capitalize on this. They threw a bunch of grenades, they lapped up on 3. They're gonna make a big push up to the high ground. That was friendly fire, but at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't matter. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice a man to get another. That's what they do, and they execute 2 teams back to back.
Well, that was amazing breach. I mean, you saw the trade coming in the end there. Hey, it doesn't matter if the first one goes down because all you need to make sure is he doesn't get flushed. You want to get that trade straight away.
The first team out is Scars, our first winners from yesterday. And that said, RRQ Athena manages to escape. D2E, the last man, managed to get in his car and drive away for a little bit of survival. Also an update, Dongjin from GC Busan is also dead. We'll check in with them a little bit later. And it looks like we've also lost Juicy from Space Station Gaming during that time period. So let's jump over to XQuest, Cool Boy behind the wall. He's been watching Unique this entire time, Froz, gathering information and waiting for his chance to pouch.
Yeah, I mean, he was here by himself, so he couldn't really push that on his own. And right now, we've seen a new circle pop. We don't see it yet, but it is a circle we'll see in a second. It's going to go to the west again.
I'll tell you what, we've seen fights a-popping. We're about to see circles a-popping, and it is probably going to be extremely far to the west side. Not a lot of real estate for these teams, so look for fights to execute quickly and end fast. Rotations and third parties about to pop off. TeamQueso up on the roofs with eyes on XQuest, who had eyes on, I believe it was Unique. These guys are all watching each other, waiting for the chance to make that first move.
That's the thing, you're just scouting each other out right now. You want to grab as much information as possible before you make a move because you want to know what is the next move we're going to do.
TeamQueso would be doing everyone a massive favor if they're able to take out XQuest right now. That said, though, Jimmy not interested in it, shooting up Soul as they try to make a transition. Soul pulls the U, he tries to get themselves out of a tough situation, but that may cost them big with Bigatron.
You gotta be careful if you're Soul right now, where are you gonna go because you're lit up and you're in vehicles.
And exactly as they turned around, Bigatron got a knock on Ronok, and that may just continue to go downhill for them. Nova right down the street from Queso. Queso staring at 2 of the best teams in the tournament right now, back-to-back winners, and the guys at the top of the leaderboard.
Right now, the circle will still have about 30 to 40% water as well, so not too much landmass to actually work with here.
Absolutely, and I can tell you what, everybody is glued to the kill feed. They're waiting to get some information. You want to hear the gunshot, and then you want to see the knock that tells you which team is where, and that lets you know how you want to handle these rotations going forward. It's an information gathering game after all. 50 people alive, 15 teams still standing, and I'm going to be honest, we are deep into this match. 15 teams is a lot for this size of the circle.
But also, as we can see on the map right now, in the middle we'll have a big field that is kind of dividing the play zone itself right now. On the north side, not too many teams. On the south side, It's a big cluster.
Yeah, the south side, but that's what tends to happen here. Georgia Pole, we got a couple of good rotations out of it. We saw SSG abandon that. By the way, remember, they got attacked up by Georgia Pole. Sixless is all the way on the south by Craters now. He had to make such a massive runaway rotation. Hopefully, he can continue to maintain a little bit of placement right now. But let's check in with Ayala as he takes shots over at Nova, the back-to-back chicken winners.
I mean, they're sitting pretty good over there on the coastline. They don't really need to move for now. They have a comp up for himself, and they can do a lot of scouting from there.
We check in with Unique. Old Boy setting up some smokes and trying to find information. This hill is great until it's not near, until it's the edge of the circle, right? They know they're gonna have to leave, so instead of waiting to be forced out, they're gonna put down smokes and gather information while they have the advantage to do so. And that's a great tip to use at home. Be proactive, not reactive when it comes to playing PUBG.
Oh, we got a new circle once again, and look at this. It's gonna go towards the beach again, actually.
It's going to be a saucy shift. We're going to see how it's handled as Ayala starts to take some shots at PLM. PLM looks like he might just drive straight at the compound. Nope, he pulls the U, he loops away and says, I've got other things to deal with.
Oh,
that's not going to stop him from blazing up Nova. Nova has got some issues to deal with as they've got that compound over there, but you know what? They're close enough to the circle, they can wait it out.
Oh, here comes Zooms. They were shooting at him before. Space Station Gaming eliminated.
Eliminated. Zooms tries to find a spot. That beach probably will be okay for now as long as nobody pushes him from behind. Nawin making a very brave transition right past TeamQuEso. He pulls it off. Not even a shot in his direction. Meanwhile, Top Esports just north of them. We'll see how that breaks down. Bigatron taking shots at BRK. BRK in the smoke, trying not to get inhalation poisoning as they wait and hope that a grenade is not far in the offing.
Look, these teams are not inside the zone right now. They need to kill each other, need to work their way into the next zone.
Every second you're fighting outside of the zone is time lost finding a good place inside of it. That's the problem for both of these teams right now. BTR very close to the edge. They don't want to stay here. Sure, they're okay for now, but wet. At what point does that stop? We saw a nice little knock coming over. It looks like Zuxi got the knock on Kitsune. Unique getting involved as well, and RRQ also hit it in a little smoke cloud right next to him. This is a four-way fight, basically. Well, now it's three. BTR coming up over the top of the hill. They want to try to find some information on Unique. Fortunately, they've got a bunch more smoke grenades, and they will continue to create this sort of false cover. It's not hard cover. Bullets will fly through you, obviously, but if they can't see you, then it's harder to kill you, and that's what they're counting on right now.
Just get the nades going into those smokes. That's what you want to see.
I mean, that's it. It sounds, I think that Unique used most of their nades making that breach over on the top of the observatory against Scars, and that may be hurting them right now. Sometimes you want to keep one or two in reserve. SNT eliminated as the fights continue. We're down to 13 teams with 45 alive. We've lost Scars, 69 Gaming, and Space Station so far. RRQ, remember, down to just one player, D2E, lying there and hoping for a miracle at this point.
Not only him, but a lot of the other teams are actually going prone right now as well because they don't have too much cover to work with and they don't want to engage the fights yet.
Yasha gets a nice knock on Cap. Old Boy also contributing with that beautiful spray. Paraboy trying to find a little place to call home. Sarah's gonna knock down Yeonjun. We see him get finished, so that's gonna be a finish on that one. And again, XQuest feels like they got the circle, but they don't have a whole lot else going for them at the moment.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. I mean, you just want to be careful right now. Take it slow. Make sure to work out your back. You want to make sure no one's behind you and have the zone behind you. That's how you want to work your way in.
GC Busan and ARG fighting very close. They've got nothing but a hill separating them and one cloud of smoke. Justice gonna get low. He sprang through the grass. It almost worked. He missed Lapis by maybe a quarter of a centimeter there. And it looks like ARG is gonna go ahead and get their reses while they cover their flanks. There's not much Justice can do at this point to sort of push them.
Justice, what is he gonna do here? Last man standing for Busan here. Trying to clutch it, making sure that his team gets a little bit of a better placement than a 13th place right now.
Absolutely, they come over and they start shooting right away. It looks like that'll be the finish and the end of Justice, bringing us down to 12 teams left. Let's jump back over to that three-way fight. Well, really four if you count XQuest up on the hill that has been going on during the horseshoe turn.
More and more people joining into this.
Old Boy gonna go ahead and get behind the ping. He's really spent a lot of bullets just shooting at XQuest. Now we do see a commitment to the rotation. Bigatron realized that fight was not helping them. They're gonna immediately get in the cars and start their rotation, but there's not a lot of real estate left available to grab. I mean, this is a beach. Half the circle is in the water. The rest is a sandy mess.
I mean, and the circle is so small right now. We still have 41 people alive. But you gotta be careful. You don't wanna go into the circle too early because then you're gonna be taken out from behind from the other teams that are a little bit slower than you.
It's nonsensical. It's chaotic. I'm terrified of what's about to happen when the bodies hit the floor. I can't imagine the stress of being in this situation. These players know the adrenaline has to be pumping, that the last rotations, even the ones on the inside, are gonna have to defend their life as crash after crash after crash comes towards them. And it's started right now. Planet is pushing up on BTR, going for the tree, the only cover open to him. Luxy gets low, his partner is down, he's trying to find a place to hide, but the spray is out of control. Meanwhile, Queso in the houses trying to light up their opponents. We'll jump over to XQF, Paraboy lighting up ELG. Bigatron was eliminated on that push we saw just a minute ago and will be removed from the game.
And right now, it's getting so crowded. Remember, not only do we have water on the west side here in the circle right now, but the beach itself, there's no cover to work with over there.
ELG is taking a lot of fire from a lot of sides. Paraboy trying to move himself forward as fast as he can.
That's a good nade.
With 4 players alive, but they're right there on top of Queso.
Oh,
a beautiful nade that's going to throw everybody off their game. Paraboy gets a knock on Leader.
Follow-up.
And the follow-up on Bronco. This is beautiful play as Paraboy is able to move forward and get low. Reses, I don't think are going to be available to them, and XQF has to move. The problem is they're dipping into Queso's compound. Here comes BRK. They've got the same idea, but not a lot of options. They're going to drive right into XQF.
Oh, they make it through. No, they don't.
Dreams and hopes. They have made it through the first group, but there are 3 more waiting, and that will be the end of BRK.
And just before that, we also saw RRQ Fina go out in this game.
Absolutely, that's good news for a lot of teams out there. They were currently in second when we started this match. With 9 teams left, that's going to be good points for the rest of the teams who are still up, and great news for XQuest, who still has 4 and wants to continue to lengthen their lead on the top of the leaderboards.
Hey, both XQuest and Top Esports still 4-man up. They can make their lead happening right now.
Absolutely, shout out to Soul with 1 player left. Immortal's been grinding it out, trying to get himself some placement. Areas are restricting. The circle is even harder right now. Only sand and a little bit of a ridge. PLM is in the same spot they were in the first game yesterday. Let's jump over to ARG as they take shots at Old Boy hiding inside of the blue, hoping, but look, he's got no cover either. Literally, everyone's in the open. It's gonna be about flick speed and how fast you can locate who's shooting at you.
Meanwhile, we see Mortal. He's actually swimming.
I respect it. When you're alone, you gotta make that play. NOVAESPORTS, back-to-back winners, go out now, and now with 8 teams left, they're out at that spot. It's gonna be good news for everyone else, again, to see a top team go down at this stage of the match.
We see PLM once again in the center of the circle here. They got a really good position, but the main question is, can they hold that?
Last time they didn't move out soon enough. We'll see if they make the same mistake twice. Paraboy not gonna make any mistakes. He opens it up. John wanted to see the discount M249 in action. Here you go, buddy. Paraboy putting in some serious work at that medium range burn down.
Damage shot, they don't need to focus on that right now. Right now, you need to figure out what is our next move. How do we move into the circle? Where do we go?
Yeah, if you're looting at this stage of the game, you're in some serious trouble. So these guys are just gonna focus on their rotations. Sarah low, waiting for his chance to go. Old Boy's got a nice shot there on PLM. And this is, again, what it might come down to. PLM playing this a little bit passive, just laying there by the edge of the ditch. Old Boy behind the UAZ, trying to find the rest of somebody to take out. We haven't seen where his partner Nagi is. We'll check in on that in a little while. Cool Boy, however, from XQS. Low gets the spray down. Nicely executed.
Yeah, look at it. Old Boy, he's still inside the circle. He has Nagi a little bit further up on the beach itself there. And they have really good position to play from because towards the water, it goes a little bit downhill. It's a little bit slopey, so you can actually hide yourself by going prone there.
Meanwhile, Elite Gaming is eliminated. 7 teams left, 17 alive. Cat goes down, but it's an exchange. Nawin drops to ARG. Cat is flushed. This is starting to become absolute chaos. These teams now sort of know where they have to go, but guys like XQuest and Queso, who have to cross the road, don't have a lot of options available to them.
Hey, and the circle is pushing in. Look at this Axel. He doesn't know really what to do. He wants to take the fight against XQF, but it's not gonna work out.
They knew it was gonna happen. Queso tried to make the move. They end up going down. Now it's Years trying to hurt Cool Boy and get the flush.
That's 1 point.
Does manage to get down. It's a point in the books, and even more as the placement as they continue to climb up. PLM, depending on smokes, Top Esports has themselves a box they can potentially use as cover as they push up on All Rejection Gaming. Paraboy putting in some work, but it's not enough. He's going to go down. The play zone was just too strong.
Nagi finds more. I think that's sold out for this game as well on 5th place. Meanwhile, you got to be careful if you're RAG right now because you're in the center and you're getting pinched by so many teams.
Absolutely. Top Esports wants to get this win. They've been fighting for the top 5 all day. All of their competitors are falling out of contention in this match. Looks like Queso is also going to be eliminated. Rejection, PLM, Unique, and Top Esports are remaining teams. We've got 3 left for ARG, 3 left for PLM, 2 for Unique, and 2 for Top Esports. No one playing with the full team. All of them having to adjust their strategies for us.
Look at Jasper's positioning here, though. It's not too bad, honestly, and he got some cover from his 2 teammates as well. I'm actually quite interested in what the teams are going to do. Right now, we got a new circle. It's centering up as well. So, I mean, most of them need to work in. We have a crate in the center there that you can use as cover. It's going to be on the northwest side of the new circle. Now, getting there is the hard part.
Absolutely. As we watch this, remember, Top is the only team in the top 5 that's left in the game right now. All of these teams would love to see them go out and open the brackets. Old Boy taking a spray, has to relocate, but the UAZ so far is serving its purpose. Smoking, for sure, definitely exploding, but still cover.
But Old Boy, he's the distraction right now. Nagi, he can actually move in while Old Boy is distracting all the other teams.
And as you look at the map, there is a very small decline there on the edge of the beach that he can use to give himself a little bit of cover, but it's not going to last that long. KK Scar moving up. He knows where Nagi is. He's throwing those nades there. ARG in some trouble. Fireboy gets the first knockdown on ARG, so ARG is going to only have 2 standing at the moment, and they're in the middle of the field. PLM found a really nice dip to be working out of, and it has been serving their purposes. The problem is you can't just wait for the win sometimes. You got to make things happen. So they have to hope ARG picks a fight with Unique or Unique picks a fight with Top in order for them to come out on top here.
Yeah, you just want to be careful right now. You don't want to be standing up. If you stand up, you're going out. What you could do is use smokes. Try to just fool your enemies. Throw a smoke towards another team and make the people look towards that smoke.
Absolutely, it's not a terrible idea. Offensive smokes, decoys, these things tend to work, especially if you know where your opponents are. Unique, Old Boy has made it to Nagi. They're right on top of each other. They're crawling towards KK Skur and Fireboy. Both of them intend on using that box for cover, I think. Stands up and goes for the shot. Fireboy goes down. Beautiful play by Planet.
He's down to 1 HP after taking a headshot, but he did get that 1 knock, and that could be the game changer.
It's going to be a first aid. I don't know if Top Esports can get the res on Fireboy. There's not enough cover for you to sort of get on your knees and go for it, so it's going to be down to 1 player for them. That knock, that 1-for-1, is one of those rare situations where it's worth it.
Hey, it's KK Skur. I mean, we saw what he could do on Vikendi yesterday. He can do it again.
Honestly, the rest of the team saw him get that kill and said, all right, boys, let's hope he goes out because we know the power that this man has. We don't want to see it executed again. Old Boy, who has been a survivor. Look at that vest and look at that helmet on Nagi right now. Both of them at the very end of their life because this has been a non-stop firefight.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the difference here on CC, for example.
They're just, it's good blind fire. They know that where their opponents are going to be, and they're doing a good job of scouting it.
Oh, Planet spotted.
KK Skur is going to go ahead and get that spray down. He finishes off Planet and gets the extra points in his pocket. Meanwhile, Lapis takes out CC. PLM loses a player. Nice play there. ARG trying their best to get the flush as he crawls to look for a little bit of safety inside of that smoke.
Zone is coming. Not sure you have time for that right now, Lapis, for that first aid there. He gets it off.
Any smokes, any grenades, any utility that you've been saving, start whipping, start throwing, and get that out there. It's go time. Lapis goes down to the blue. That'll finish him off. All Rejection Gaming is out.
Unique still 2-man standing. I was just about to say that, but I'll take that back because KK Skur finds another one.
Yep, KK Skur putting in some work. Unique's lost Nagi. Old Boy, the last man standing right there as Nagi is finished off. So it's a 1v1, v2. Zoom's not at full health, but he's got a smoke cloud. You got a couple seconds left before those two dissipate. At some point, someone has to stand up and go, right? The problem is you don't want it to be you.
You don't want to be the first one to stand up.
Oh my God, what? minutes. Old Boy with a beautiful shot takes out KK Skur. He heard him shoot. He figured out where he was and burns him down. Zoom's heard the shooting. He knows exactly where Old Boy is. He's hoping Old Boy the first one to stab.
Oh,
Boy gets him instead. This guy is on fire.
Jasper.
He's standing. He's confident. All he needs